So what were the conversations like with your dad as you started talking about succession and you stepping into his seat? Were those intentional? Was your dad driving those conversations? What was that like?
Yeah, so definitely. He was driving it from the very beginning in 2007 when he named me the vice president of sales. He started bringing me into meetings that probably I didn't necessarily need to be into, but like health insurance meetings. And let me tell you, those meetings were like, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't understand the lingo. I didn't understand, first of all, I didn't understand the cost. I didn't understand. So the first 2 years of being in insurance meetings, I was just trying to like understand what was happening. But by him doing that, it gave me, again, just like at the dinner table, an exposure to another side of the business that allowed me to get clarity and also grow my knowledge. So when it was my time, this wasn't the first time I was seeing it.
Yes.
It was something, I saw how he did it. He modeled it. It's mentorship. Let's just call it what it is. He was mentoring me to be ready. So yeah, he did that intentionally through our whole career of my positions, of guiding me and leading me. And then when I became president in 2013, he really backed off and let me have control of making decisions, which was huge. In fact, we joke about it, but he had done so much mentoring between 2007 to 2013. And I always told him, please don't just disappear. Please don't. Well, and he never did until I did become president. And then he ended up going on a cruise internationally where there was no cell phone reception. He purposely didn't turn on the cell phone.
Ultimate test.
Yeah, the ultimate test, sink or swim. And I call it boot camp. All right. So it was like, are you going to make it? And sure enough, what happens? A blizzard happens. I have to make the decision. Are we staying home or are we going into work? Do I put the employees at risk? Is it that bad? Is it not? And that was when reality hit me that it was now my time to step up and be the leader of the company.
What'd you do?
I called it. I said, everyone stay at home. I don't feel like the roads are safe. And I think, and I agonized over this. I mean, it wasn't like just a quick decision. I mean, I got up at like 5 that morning and I was like, for 3 hours, I was analyzing, what do we do? So I made the decision. Then when my dad came back, I told him about it and I was nervous about telling him how I made the decision to not go into work that day. And we called it and said, everyone can have a snow day or whatever. And he looks at me and goes, oh, that was the right decision. I was like, are you kidding me? This was so hard. And you just act like, I go, what would you have done? He's like, I don't know, but you made the right decision. And I let out a big, air out of just, okay. Because honestly, I still wanted his approval.
Yeah.
I still wanted to make sure that I did it right, that my mentor taught me right.
But I love his answer. What strikes me about his answer is sometimes these are fence line decisions and there's not a clear right or wrong. Yeah. And it sounds like he was saying it was less about coming in or staying home was the right or wrong decision and more about that, Patrick, you stepped up and you led.
I'm glad you said that because I probably haven't connected the dots exactly like that, but that is what it was about. Yeah. It was my opportunity. Here's what I stepped up. Like you said, I did what he wanted me to do, be a leader. So that was, and it's funny because later one time I made a call and way too soon about going home. And I sent everyone home at noon and there was no snowstorm. It was completely sunny out and everyone left. And I totally failed on that one. So now I don't make a decision too soon. I wait and truly make sure the weather report doesn't change on me.
More information.
But that's true. I got it right once and I've failed a lot.
Well, it sounds like he was really good at bringing you along for the journey. I love this idea of sitting in meetings even before you have a role in that meeting. We've done that here a lot. Dave modeled that with his kids.
Okay.
And our operating board would meet every Monday. And when it became the conversation that the kids are going to start becoming a part of the succession plan, they would sit in operating board, but not have a vote, not have a voice. They were just there to soak it up and just see how our leadership team interacted. And that happened for a couple years before they were at the table and had I'm going to jump into this conversation.
Well, it's a real situation. I mean, you're watching it happen. So it is the dinner table. Let's call it. We should call all these things. We're at the dinner table. They're learning and they're watching how you guys process and work through things as a team. Right. And that's what I was doing too. So that, Yeah. And I hope family businesses, I guess, as listeners are out there, I want you to know, like, that is so important. Like,
super important.
You might be like, well, it might overwhelm them, or maybe they're too young or they're too soon. And I can't tell you the right timing of when that is, but I will tell you it is critical before you put them in a role that you give them an opportunity to learn with you.